We are Old Wesley. We are coaches and volunteers. We are kids of all years. We are designated drivers and honour strivers. We are training day drillers and last-minute thrillers. We are big match days. We are early Sundays. We are first to arrive because we live to strive. We are part of rugby's history, chasing the next victory. We are a family in unity. We are your community. We are pounding heart rates. We are lifelong teammates. We are stories told. We are heart and soul. We are glory days. We are every day. We are rugby giants and post-match pints. We are chest-proud medal. We are every level. We are mums, girls and dads, and do dare lads. We are sponsors and winners, and believing grinners. We are here to compete until we are dead on our feet. We are from here and there, tourers extraordinaire. We are power and pace, and bruised bone face. We will always thus be the spirit of rugby. We are here because of you and because of your unwavering support. Thank you. 130 years, a club for life. Old Wesley, 1891.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Donnybrook Stadium for today's AIL Division1B Round 17 clash between Old Wesley and St Mary's. It's a currently dry but blustery day here in Donnybrook, about 8 degrees. Bit of a breeze out in the pitch. We've had a couple of drops of rain, but hopefully it will stay off today for this crucial Division 1B tie. Of course, when we look at the current AIL league table, we will see how crucial it is. Old Wesley, of course, top with 69 points, having guaranteed their place last week in a home semi-final. But for our visitors today, St Mary's, they are absolutely right in the thick of a qualification battle. They're currently sitting in 5th place, 2 points out of the top 4, and of course the top 4 being the semi-finals of 1B this year, with 1 playing 4, 2 playing 3. So absolutely everything on the line for St Mary's here today with 2 games left. And of course for Old Wesley, qualification for the semi-final has already been achieved, but Wesley still wanted to finish strong and sharpen up as we come into the playoffs, because playoff rugby is most definitely not league rugby, and we're all aware of that. So today we're going to take a look at our visitors first and how Mary's line out. A vastly experienced Mary's team here today. A front row of A. Mulvin, Or Halpin, M. McCormack. In the second row, P. Starrett, Ian Wickham, and of course a vastly experienced back row of Aspel, Hurley and Waters. At 9, involved in the Connacht setup currently is C. Riley, Connor Dean then at 10, Kennedy on one wing. In the centres are O'Gara and Carey, and Timmins and Conway making up the last of the back three. On the bench we have O'Brien, O'Reilly and Dundon. I believe it is O'Reilly who is starting, but we might confirm that in a moment. Curran, McAvoy, Mark Fogarty, McCarthy, Corcoran and O'Neill, and I also see Mark's dad, Foggs, enjoying the lunch as well when I was walking through the bar earlier on. So again, a strong Mary's team today. For Wesley, a few changes from last week out in Navan. Harry Noonan back into the front row with Ben Burns and Cronin Gleeson. Cronin, of course, in his second game back since his loan deal over to Harper in the UK. In the second row now, the ever-present pairing of JJ O'D and Ian McGann. And in the back row, Will Fay, Josh Pym and Ruben Pym anchoring at 8. At 9 today, we have Charlie O'Regan, Charlie's first start in a while, and at 10, Ian Cassidy. At the centres, we have Deegan, and of course James O'Donovan is back into pair him this week in centres, with David Poff moving back out to the wing. Tommy O'Callaghan, the former Irish under-18 sevens player, on the far wing, and Alex Malloy at full back. Again, a lot of youth on today's bench. Very young front row replacements: Rob Burns, Sam Kenny, apologies for the typo there, and Jacob Barrett. And of course, another Pym, Alistair Hoban, and Paddy McKenzie, and Brendan Monaghan rounding out the bench. So we're going to take a pause as teams are leaving the pitch here, and we're going to get a word from our sponsors. Again, thank you to both Savills and Sonica, our key sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be able to put on these streams. In a moment, I'm going to hand you over to our match commentary team of Dee O'Brien and the illustrious Alan Lewis, who I can see walking in now in some very, very shiny white shoes. So in a moment, I'll hand you over to those. Just one more little bit of housekeeping note this morning before we start. We are going to have a moment's silence before the game today. Sadly, this morning, a club legend and former president Peter Squire sadly passed away this morning, and our thoughts go out to all of his family. Again, a family that was massively involved in the club over the last number of years. Peter, of course, held every position in the club. I think chairman, treasurer, president, played a lot of rugby as well all through the decades. So again, our thoughts go out to his family at this very difficult time, and we will be having a moment's silence before the game for that. I'm going to welcome in now Mr. Lewis and Dee O'Brien here from St. Mary's today. Alan, how are you?
I'm very good. I've just come back, would you believe, from one of the great cracking games. I was refereeing my annual fixture, Michaels against Rock, in the under-13 finals just down the road. Unbelievable match, technically so good. I haven't enjoyed a game as long in years, even though it's my annual fixture, but a wonderful advert for the game of rugby. And I'll touch on what you talked about there, Tommy. Peter Squires was just ever present in the club. Instantly recognisable, that swathe of grey hair like myself, but distinguished and wonderful servant of old Wesley. And as you say, our condolences to all the immediate family and everyone associated. So it'll be nice to just recognise him before the game, and obviously we all look forward to this. Crackerjack Wesley flying high on top of the league, and Mary's looking to work their way into the top four.
Well, it's great to be here with Wesley. We've a long tradition of friendship with Wesley, and it's great to be associated with the great Louis is something special. And thank you, Tom, also for accommodating us here. It's very, very kind of you. I'm looking forward to the game. I think it'll be a good game, and it's been the last two games were very, very close, and I would expect that it'll be close again today. And I condone with you, a great Wesley, man, and it's terribly sad to lose any man, but when big club men go, it really, you feel the whole. And I was just saying to Tom there, I think that the club game isn't as appreciated as it should be by the professional game, and it has a lot to offer.
Well, I can tell you, it's certainly appreciated by me. I would sense I probably watch more amateur rugby. I think the AIL has so much to offer. Honest endeavour, people play for their clubs. The crowds have grown and grown and grown. A fantastic AIL match, even Trinity and UCD colours obviously last night. Fantastic match, and it's a great advertisement for rugby, and it's wonderful to see so many kind of people all associated with the game enjoying it. But they've been absolutely fantastic matches. Of course, the last time, Tommy, you and I were together with this Highfield game, some wonderful tries, a great advertisement for the AIL.
We must wish Stuart a speedy recovery as well. Stu's sick there, so speedy recovery.
And of course, we're missing the ever excitable Stuart today. I believe he's gone down with the dreaded C. But we wish him well, and hopefully he might be listening in, Tom, to what should be a cracking game.
Yeah, well, we both hope that it's going to be a good one and very close, like it has been the last twice. They've been really, really close games. So I know there won't be the same incentive for Old Wesley, but certainly we have the incentive, because if we've Naas ahead of us and they're 3 points ahead. If they lose today and we win, we'll be going ahead of them, because we got a bonus point last week, and it made a bit of a difference, we hope.
So we're all set fair. Wesley to kick off, playing towards the Bective end. It's gathered by Waters, taken outside the 22. Interesting penalty that for Lip from what appeared to be Waters, the number 8. Seems all a little bit strange at such an early stage of the game, but Kieran Barry looking to establish some order on things, but a silly penalty really to give away.
Yeah, it was indeed, Louis, and Ronan is such a good player. He's one of our really key. His number 8, of course, he was an academy player. He lost the academy, but he is such a skillful player, great leader too, and I expect a big game from him today. And of course, he's in the back row with him, David Aspel, who was on that team that beat the under-20 team in 2016, that beat the All Blacks.
Wesley driving forward. Cronin Gleeson, and they're getting close to the line. Looks as if they're on the where O'Regan gets it away. And it's a try. Really soft try early on, it has to be said, but Wesley are over, and it's a great start for them.
Oh, that's a bit of a disaster for us, but hopefully we can get back into it. I thought they defended the line out well, Louis, and it was after that they found the space out a little bit away from the main breakdown.
Scorer looked to be Cronin Gleeson there, Tom.
Indeed.
And it's Ian Cassidy looking to put the old marzipan on top of the Christmas cake. Wonderful striker of the ball, Ian Cassidy. Hopefully it's not the commentator's curse, but we'll see.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
certainly not. A beautiful strike.
Beautiful.
So it's
122 on the season. 122 on the season.
that's 122 points for Ian Cassidy so far this season, and it's oh so important that stock and trade, particularly in close games.
Yeah.
That ability to get all your
It
kicks,
is indeed,
so
yeah.
important.
Kicks can make the big difference. We're fortunate actually too that Conor Dean is kicking very well this year, son of the great Paul Dean, of course.
And of course, that Charlie O'Regan, son of a former Alex O'Regan, who I
Yes,
think
of
played for
course.
St Mary's.
He did indeed. Scrum half, yeah.
So line out just inside the Wesley half. Mary's looking to establish some sort of control early on, having given away that early score. Good off the top. Worked away, Dean. Sloppy pass and they're away again. Wesley, a real big chase here. Taken by Hugh Conway.
Well done, Hugh.
And that's good work in defence by St Mary's there. Regather themselves, looking to work their way out through David Aspel.
Yeah, David's our big carrier.
Again, a lovely clearance from Colm Riley. Taking
Colm's sister is playing for the Irish team today. Yeah, she's the scrum half on the Irish ladies team.
Thank you for that information. That'll keep all our viewers happy.
Yeah.
Of course, they're down in Toulouse today, the Irish women. Be a tough ask for them down there.
Yeah, we hope it isn't too loose. Well done, Ian Wickham took it very well.
Michael McCormick bludgeoning forward. Conway on his way. And the carry from the captain, Richie Halpin. Way to Dean. He looks to change the angle of attack. Looks a very good kick, and indeed it is. Something his father didn't do a huge amount of course, a great distributor, Paul Dean. Didn't really like kicking the Paul Dino, did he?
No, he didn't, but by God, he could do everything
He
else
had
brilliantly.
artistic hands.
And whereas his son can kick and he can pass, he has hands, dare I say, nearly as good as the dad.
A settle.
Yeah,
I don't want you to get too excited. So pretty efficient.
Yeah.
Pretty efficient in the front there by Wesley as they advance forward. Very good maul this by them. Should be looking to try and get it in field now. O'Regan looking for it, and he does. Dean looked suspiciously offside there, I'd say.
I have to agree there.
And a kick chase from O'Regan.
Well done,
lovely
Craig.
fade.
Yeah.
I always like those cries for offside, but it certainly looked to me. Oh, well gathered, fantastic. Oh, what a score. Fantastic score by Matt Timmons. Beautiful kick by Dean under the post. Fantastic
That's
try.
his expertise. We were just saying about his kicking. Wasn't that a lovely little dink? And very well taken by Mick O'Gara and then given to Matty. And Matty's doing very well this year. He was a J1 player last year. He's come up and he's taken his chance and he's been a really fine player. That was a great riposte by Mary's and it gave us heart. So let's hope that I didn't load his kicking too much. He got that one. Very difficult in front of the post. You mentioned Craig Kennedy there. You know, he's the son of Frank Kennedy,
Yes.
a great club stalwart. And I noticed the Pims here. It's great to have the names, the old names, isn't it, Louis? The old names of the Pim, and of course Puff there too, the dad, the boss.
Well, I soldiered many years with Frank Kennedy, spent much of my youth in St. Mary's on a Sunday night.
Yes,
Under the musical guidance of Dick Coleman, Niall Cogley, Johnny McCulley, you could name them all. And that's a very good kick into Pop. A little bit long by Alex Malloy. And Dean under. Oh! Good hands. Well, of course, that's open play, no problem. A lot of cribbing and crying there, but nothing wrong with that. As Puff looks to advance, that's good work down the short side. OD taking it forward. Well, Faye, O'Regan gets it away. Cassidy trucking it up the middle. Cronin Gleeson, and Cassidy looks to kick, and that's good work. Very, very good work. Sometimes you've just got to keep that momentum of your forward back moving forward, and that's precisely what Cassidy did there. Wonderful piece of work. Sometimes you've just got to settle a game down.
I agree, and like, I don't like to see too much kicking, but sometimes judicious kicking is really important, and that was a very well placed kick, and it just plays it in the other half, and that's what you want to do.
That's secret. Keep your forwards moving forward. Nice gathered there in the middle of the line. Mary's moving and sweeping it. Oh! 13 could be feeling the pain, and indeed he is. He got a little bit unlucky there. And that looked forward to me. Indeed it was. And it doesn't surprise me.
I see Miles Carey down.
Yeah, he was a little bit unlucky. Just as he went down, he accidentally caught a stray knee.
He's in great form this year.
Is he?
Oh, he's he's on fire. He's a terrific player. Inclined to be maybe over anxious sometimes.
And his background, Miles's background, what would that be?
St. Mary's School. Came up through. He was in the academy also. He didn't quite make it in the academy, but he's a fine player, and he really has hit off a terrific partnership with Mick O'Gara. He's a lad that came to us from Presbray.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a very good lad, and as you saw the way he took the ball there on that chip of Dino's, and but the two of them have hit it off, and they have just perfect rapport, understanding. It's lovely to see that, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
When you get it in a
And you're spending
back
much time up in the club yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm a lot of the time. Yeah, you need old fellas like me as well as the young fellas, you know.
Absolutely. It's all about the culture and the
Yeah,
heartbeat.
yes.
Always loved going up to St.
Well,
Mary's.
you're always welcome.
Thank you
Come
very
up
much.
the more up. We have our dinner tonight, you know.
Oh, do
yeah,
you?
we have the club dinner tonight.
Very good.
You might drop in and say hello. Stranger things have happened.
They have.
Yeah, indeed. He's okay now. Tough lad is Miles. Everybody admires his hair.
Oh, okay. Well, you see a lot of ponytails these days.
Yeah.
Something you
It's
wouldn't
Mr.
be
Lowe.
used to.
No, not exactly.
First scrum of the match, by the way.
Oh yes, it is. Be
9
interesting.
minutes in, almost 10. O'Regan feeds. Nice, solid, steady scrum. Always a referee's delight, that.
Yes, you'd like that.
I
You'd
would.
like that.
And Cassidy's away. That's a good break. Good dummy. Oh. And again, it's taken on by Faye. That's very good. Driving forward, getting those extra yards. To Josh Pym, who's been absolutely stellar for Wesley all season. Fantastic engine, work rate. And that's Gleeson again. Oh, there's been a knock on there.
Yeah, his father Chris was some man, wasn't he? Yeah.
And he was very excitable most of the time.
Maybe you made him that way.
Well, don't know about that.
Oh, was it? Yeah. I believe Bobby Mackin is here. I remember seeing him play. Great player he
Well,
was.
you'll hear Bobby before you see him.
Well, Tom just said he heard him just there now. Yeah.
There you go. Normally it could be a crib at a referee or something like that from 55 yards away.
You wouldn't remember Sweetman, who played here, being forward. He played for you until he was about 45. He was on the first. Fantastic player. But he would have been same time as Bobby Mackin.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, of course, your great Eric Campbell. Poor old Eric.
There's an interesting one now. Obviously, a free kick given for the scrum not being stable.
Yes.
And logically, when it's outside the 22, what we're getting is exactly the same. And I try and encourage referees this type of time, set instruction. At the end of the day, a free kick in a situation like that means very, very little indeed.
Yes, yeah.
Tell them what you want. It's early on in the game and set the scene.
Yeah. Our number one there, Adam Mulvihill, he's only a young lad. This is his second AIL game. Now, tell me that.
I'm not quite always talking about a dip and a drop there, which did seem strange when they were going forward. But
yeah, it did to me, I have to say, too.
Well, that just shows the neutrality from the Mary's man, which is very pleasant to see.
Very unusual, of course. A hell of a kick, that.
It's something that deeply frustrates me, actually, even at interprovincial level. A penalty kick like that, and often it's only kicked 20 metres.
Yes.
There's a good 60-yard touch fight.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
That was a pity, a lost line out. Touch of speed there.
And that's good. Oh.
That was a lovely offload. Hard luck.
I always like to see that type of thing. Again, there's always this issue of don't pass 50-50 passes, but they go your way as well. And I always like the idea of attacking intent. If you get one or two of them working for you, you score some tries. You might lose one at the other end over the course of a game, but I think it's great to see that type of thing encouraged from coaches.
I couldn't agree more. It's terrific. I'd love to see them just running the ball and moving it and getting that. The modern game, that's one thing I really like, is the fast, the offloads, keeping the ball moving. It has made a big difference.
Yeah, Mary's under real pressure there. Good scrum from old Wesley. Again, pretty straightforward penalty that for Wesley. As Cassidy nudges Wesley forward, not from an easy angle. And there's a big difference. 15-metre touch for him.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Looks absolutely fine. There was no crossing there at all. And Faye is really making an impact in this game so far as O'Regan sweeps it away.
No.
Taking his eye off the ball, that looks to be knocked on. And it's been a feature so far. A lot of unforced errors, which is a pity.
Do you think the pitch makes a big difference, say, for St. Mary's, who haven't played on that type of pitch as often as Wesley? Do you think it actually makes a difference, Louis? Yeah?
Well, I suppose it like obviously from a home advantage point of view, it must make a difference because Wesley play 50% of their games.
But the actual surface of pitch...
I think in terms of top of the ground running, I'm sure the players enjoy it. One of the issues that I sense they don't enjoy, it can leave a lot of scarring on the knees and various different things. So it's a tricky balance.
Yeah, the first generation ones were terrible. There's Rona now.
away. Fantastic tackle by Donovan.
Quick
Again,
ball
no one.
needed. Quick.
Wide for
David Aspel was
Marys.
in a great
Waters takes
position
it
there.
forward. Great drive from him. Mary's advancing towards the Wesley line. And he gets it away to Dean. And O'Gara taking it up to the middle. Have they gone the right way? That's the question. Ball. I don't quite know what's happening here. Referee Barry seems to be looking for a number, talking to the Wesley captain. For what, I'm not quite sure. But we'll certainly get a signal at some stage. It sense it's offside. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Going across onto the post and a kick at goal. Probably wise at this point, Tommy, get some points going on the board.
I would agree. And Alan, just to jump in there, I can see our threes for our Wesley viewers at home walking off the pitch. They've had a marvellous 34 points to 7 win over D. Very, very good friends of yours, Terran Yor, in the second round of the Cup. So well done to the threes there. I can see them leaving the back pitch.
Well done indeed. And yes, Terran Yor are great pals.
I don't know why Conor Dean is taking so long here. Like, you could get this with your eyes closed.
I wouldn't.
So an interesting start so far. Mary's struggled to get going initially, but have eased their way into this match. And now leading by 10 points to 7.
Very good. There was a great opportunity if they'd let the ball out to David Aspel that time. I think he probably would have got across.
And that's what you don't want. Ball kicked out in the full.
One thing you don't want. There's quite a strong wind now, isn't there, Alan?
Yes, there is quite a strong wind coming towards this stand side, of course, which we saw with that kick previously from Conor Dean. 60-metre raker. Again, there can be so much when you've got the elements with you to use the elements for territory. So it'll be interesting to see do Marys actually use that, particularly moving the ball to the right-hand side.
We're inclined to run the ball more than play for territory, which sometimes, you know, it works against you. Hard look there for Matty, and of course he knew there was something coming, so they put that kick across. And there's a yellow card.
Got a problem, a yellow card. Tommy O'Connor going to the bin there. Looked to be an offside infringement. Whether this is for a catalogue, one doesn't know, but
the penalties are starting to add up, aren't they, Alan? Yeah.
And Dean kicks to the corner, quite rightly. Momentum really with Marys right now. Wesley have just fallen off a little bit in the last 10 minutes. Marys with all the ball.
I suppose the incentive is greatly with St Mary's at the moment, isn't it?
And Halpin takes it forward very well.
Another promising player there, Michael McCormack, G-Mac's son.
And again, a period of sustained pressure from St Mary's as they advance to the Old Wesley line. Again they go on the pick and jive. Will it go wide? It does indeed. Dean, lovely soft pass. And again, the simplest of tries.
Well taken indeed by Hugo Conway. He's been out a very badly broken ankle earlier in the season. This is only his second full match back. He usually is playing on the wing. He's playing full back today, but he's a real star performer. He is. Also was an academy player, St Mary's boy.
Well, that try indeed made by the beautiful soft pass from Conor Dean.
He's having a great game, Conor, isn't he?
Playing very well, varying his game so well, but there was just a beautiful soft pass, leaving the space for the pass.
You think he'll get this one?
Conway.
Difficult.
Are we gonna go to Paddy Power? Are we?
Yes.
You haven't come off the fence yet.
I haven't got the odds. No, you would have won that one.
Well, I had an awful feeling he was going to miss that.
This turned out to be a very, very close, good game.
Interesting to see now how Wesley respond. 22 minutes into the match, Mary's leading 15 points to 7. Williams takes it forward. As you say, David Aspel carrying again then. Man. Oh, that's it. Now, can Donovan get the ball away? Look for contact, probably strangely there. Again, another unforced error from Old Wesley. And it's been the tale of the half so far. So many unforced errors from Old Wesley.
I'm surprised at the number of errors that are coming into the game.
It's often difficult, bearing in mind Wesley's lofty position in this league.
Yeah.
Whether they're as well up for it, and that's
the thing. I think when you're so already qualified, you way ahead, can't be caught. It is hard to keep up the momentum and the endeavour, isn't it?
Well, momentum in kind of any form of competition is a huge thing.
Yeah.
I often remember.
And we have a great incentive. I mean, we really, when you think if we can win today here, and Naas don't manage it.
Where are Naas today?
Naas are playing now. Let's see, Malone, and Malone could be tough enough. And then they've got Wesley. They've got you the last day.
It's a great clear out from Niall Hurley.
Nice ball from Miles Carey.
Mary's really Miles. Varying their game well.
Yeah, they're playing the game well now at the moment, I have to say.
I might just come in there, Alan. There's one thing I'm starting to notice here, and it would be a concern if I was Old Wesley. All first phase attack, Wesley are actually just sitting back. They're not coming up in a line on defence, and that's actually giving Mary's huge purchase to get good first phase ball. I would say Morgan would be pulling his hair out if he had any left with that style of D. They really are just letting Mary's get really good, strong first phase position. They're just sitting off. It's not how we've seen them traditionally get up in the face and defence and attack. It's something that we should watch as the game goes on. Will they change it, or is it tactic today? I'm not sure.
Well, between it and the number of unforced errors, Tommy, I think that will be certainly, as you say, Morgan does have a huge amount on top, but if he did, he would be pulling it out. No doubt about that. Wesley really need to settle down. Good, solid ball to the front of the line out. O'Regan looking at the kick chase. Indeed he does. And again, that's cleared well. Up to halfway. And again, just what Wesley needed.
Richie has been a great, I see him with the ball there now, he's been a great captain this year. He's a former Oxford Blue and a Blackrock man originally and an Oxford Blue. And he
Mary's
came to
wouldn't
us in
have had
15.
too many Oxford
No,
Blues.
no, he brought one with him
Oh.
actually, a lad called Jones.
Who?
Jones, he was Gus Jones, he was an English under 27 and he was a brilliant player. He played 2 seasons for us and he gave us great he was
I'm
terrific.
getting an education.
So now we had a
here.
few.
Sped away from O'Reilly. Dean. JJOT making the challenge. Ball is slow. Comes away again, Dean. That's good play. Halpin
There he is indeed.
again very quick. Just didn't have the support play there. And again, excellent work from Harry Noonan.
They're making plenty of
Affecting the
noise
steal.
around here, aren't they? It's great.
Well,
Great
sometimes
excitement.
it's very difficult to hear yourself around here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Timmins underneath it, gathers well. And again looks to loft it high. Chasing, O'Regan gathers. Again, this will be probably settled and packed away. And indeed it is. And Mary's really in control here, man. It has to be said.
That feeling of sort of strength in Mary's at the moment, and I think that Wesley will probably, I'd say second half, I'd say they'll probably change. They'll get their mojo. But at the moment, yeah, certainly it looks as though St. Mary's are getting control of the game, and they're playing it very well, I have to say, that control. They're varying the game very well, kicking when needed and putting it into good positions.
The maul is set. Ben Burns at 2, waiting for his chance to pounce. Again, ball taken forward. Excellent play. Oh, much quicker. Body height an issue there. Bad pass from O'Regan, but Cassidy regathers well. And O'Gara down in the middle of the field, struggling a wee bit. That's good play. Yeah, no advantage there.
Advantage, no.
Kieran Barry going back for the original infringement. Again, another knock on. Seems
I
to have
like
been
that
a feature of the day.
acceleration that Colin Riley puts on the ball. He just, when he gets it, he just accelerates away, and I think it makes a big difference. He's a fine scrum half, and I'm surprised Connacht haven't used him more. He was on that under 19 or under 20 team in 2019 also, the Irish one.
Certainly looks a very fine player.
Mick O'Gara now, he's the lad I said from Bresbray that's down at the moment, and he's been a real revelation for us this year. He was to go away, he was to emigrate, and it fell through. And we've been very lucky to keep him. He's a great lad. There's a terrific spirit in the Mary's team this year, and you can see that there, the way they're playing for one another. There's a great happiness about them, and with the club dinner tonight, I can tell you they let it rip.
A bit like yourself. In your
I've
heyday.
been ripped. Oh my heyday, all right. Now it's Mayday. Get me home. Good steady strum all the time there, and again Dino just has that wonderful control on it.
Now Wesley can counter. Good work from
lovely
Malloy.
break.
Fantastic work.
That is some break. that was exciting, wasn't
Fantastic, and a good piece of advantage from Kieran Barry there. Malloy has been in fantastic form for Wesley all season.
He looks it. He
and
looks
a fraction
fantastic.
away, he looked for the support player.
Yes, if he'd had a support there, it was a big one.
15.
How long is there left for the yellow?
He's just back on.
Oh, is he
Just
come back
back
on?
on.
Good.
Sloppy work from Old Wesley at the line out there. Again, Mary's advancing very well. The sniping Riley. Good pass from Waters, helping away.
Oh, it was a
another
knock out of his hand forward.
Poff takes it forward. It's helter-skelter out there at the moment, man.
I like to see that, though. That's a bit of invention and take a chance. Oh, when you think, do you remember when this place would be like a sort of a watering hole in an arid desert, hard as a rock, the ground at this time of year, and the old stand would creak, but it was lovely, wasn't it? There was something special about Donnybrook.
You can't beat a creaking stand.
No, they say creaking doors last long. This poor old stand is gone.
Very much so, but the new stand is
it's
absolutely
lovely.
fantastic.
I know, it's a credit to all involved. Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. Obviously, with so many schools matches played here,
There was
played
every
some
school
of my day
boy
myself.
did, and refereed quite a few.
Oh, more than I ever played, I have to
yeah.
tell you. Andrews wasn't the greatest rugby dynasty in the world.
No, well, I played here too, but it wasn't successful in the school days. I
What
played
year
here.
was that?
A long time ago.
Oh, yeah, you won't do- it's a bit like asking a woman her age.
Yeah. It's a long time ago, but I can't remember it. Yeah, but it was great. Every schoolboy's dream to play in Donnybrook, and then to get to Lansdowne Road. Wow, that was it.
I did
And unless
that
you were
in
in rock.
my dreams.
Yeah, and mine. I think he'd be okay with it. Is it eye?
Looks a little bit of blood, I would have thought. It's nice to get a little breather.
Yes. We can reminisce a little bit more.
Well, that's the phase of my
I see.
life I've gone into now.
Yeah,
Do a lot
no,
of
you're a
reminiscing.
young lad. You're okay. You're okay. You've a lot to go. Are you still playing the cricket?
No, I've retired from the cricket.
Because you're some cricketer.
I've been doing coaching in the club for quite a
Won't
number
talk
of
about
years.
how good a referee you are.
No, no, let's not be silly. There'll be many abusers out there as well.
Blackie.
Well, the only thing we had was, of course, we had great fun doing it. People often asked you why you did it. Well, you did it because you enjoyed it. I always kind of felt I had the best seat in the house, and the banter that went with it and the fun that went. Of course, I toured with St Mary's. You do know that.
Yes, I do know that. I had heard
Even
it,
scored a try for St Mary's.
And as they say, what goes on tour stays on tour.
Hold on, I don't get you. That's very silly behaviour.
But you know, I always feel that people when they set out to be a referee, they don't set out to be a top international referee. They just set out to help the game, and that's why I admire them, and we need them so much. And I'm glad to see that they're trying to cut out referee abuse. I think it's disgraceful, and it's so good now. In Leinster, we're really working on that to keep it and stand by the referees. It's very important.
It's interesting that you say that, because, you know, obviously I was very fortunate to enjoy an international career, but you're absolutely right. Never when I took it up did I ever think of that it was literally a means of keeping
Yes,
fit,
of
because I had a
course,
bad knee injury. I was playing cricket at the time, and I just didn't want it to affect that any further, and I just took up refereeing. So it was lovely, the balance between both at that given point in time.
Good. Do you know, I see David Aspel gone off with the blood injury, and you'd be interested who's come on, because I think you would have refereed his father. It's Nick McCarthy, and his father, Noel McCarthy, was a great Mary's player in the 90s and
Well, of course, as you well know, you'd hear Noel before you saw him. That's a good line.
There he is. There's Nick. I have to say that's wonderful play by Mary's now, isn't it? Moving the ball like that.
Oh, that's a fantastic pass from Dane.
Oh! Oh, the poor lad. He's upset.
I think that kick from Owen Deegan sums up Wesley's half
First
of
half,
rugby
yes,
today.
Yeah. It does. It hasn't gone as well as they would have liked.
But that won't worry St Mary's.
No, it certainly won't. It certainly won't.
Of course, the other thing that will be on St Mary's mind, if they can nip a little bonus point here as well with 4 tries.
Now, I mean, that is. We'll take the 4 points for starters if we can get it.
And I'm sure Tommy will have the half-time scores for us.
Oh yes, Tom might have
As
the
Halpin
half-time,
works away at the back of the maul. And good momentum from Mary's. Again, they look to get this away. Riley demanding the ball. And he's got to try and get to his feet. He's going to be penalised indeed.
That was unfortunate. He fell. What's that? Who's that?
Riley, a bit unfortunate there. That's a little bit of a slip, and he had no chance really.
Dusty! Jimmy! Road.
I see Ken Richardson down there.
Oh, the cameraman Ken, we call him.
He's great. He's a terrific Wesley man. Niall Hurley, he's having a good season this year too. A young lad just came on.
That was very well read by O'Connor in terms of Dean. That's good play. Excellent play from Old Wesley, taken forward.
Oh, what a turnover by Mary's.
Donovan goes into contact.
Mary's having intent about them now.
Touch judge on the mark there.
I certainly wouldn't like to be hit by Mick McCormick. Oh, Niall is...
I think Niall Hurley has got one where the sun don't shine there.
Yeah, I think he did. I see his knee reddened too from the surface.
I don't think he's worried about his knee at this point.
As Mick Lynch said, count them, don't rub them. Do you remember Mick Lynch?
I certainly do.
Great footballer as well as a rugby. Well, he played for CY and then he played for a while up in St Mary's. And he was a marvellous place kicker. I see Steve Hennessy down there. You must know Steve.
I certainly do.
He played in Wesley, you know, for a season or two before he came to Mary's. Did you know that?
That is correct.
It's his last season coaching for us. He's been a wonderful, wonderful man. He brought us up twice when we went down, and he got us to 2 semi-finals in the AIL in the 90s. And of course, he was captain of the club and president. He was a fantastic servant to St Mary's, and we're very sad he's given up. But we've Sean Cronin coming in as our coach next season. Yeah,
very good. Okay,
he'll be good, won't he?
That'll be very interesting.
He's terrific. He's been
And
helping out this year.
will that be in a player-coach capacity?
No, unfortunately,
Just
he
coaching.
he won't play. No, he's coach. Yeah, I think he's keen to coach.
So St Mary's advance forward. Good maul. It's been a feature of their play. Gara takes it forward. Excellent play. It's got away again.
Good defence there.
Super defence. It's kind of the first time really in this half Wesley have kind of pressed in defence.
Yes, you're right.
And Riley goes again, sniping all day long. Dean advances forward. Riley, it's been a real presence here today.
Nicely taken by Miles.
And backwards from St Mary's.
Ah, lovely ball again.
Again. Oh, they've got the support now. Donovan goes up the short side. Can they keep it in field? No, they can't.
Oh, that was close.
And a St
That
Mary's
was
line
terrific
out it is. I don't
passage
know
of
whether
play, wasn't it?
excellent passage of play. Looks as one of the players who might have gone into the billboards there.
I think
attention.
while we take this break and play, Alan, it's fair to say I think we've a slightly higher number than average laws aficionados in the crowd here today from some of the voices we're hearing.
Well, they certainly seem to be men with blue shirts. I don't know who they are, but they're certainly very one-eyed down there. I like a bit of balance when I'm watching rugby. But
well, I have to say they are a bit loud, all right. Yeah.
I might send you down at half time to have a word.
I might come back with a flea in my ear. Yeah.
You were always able to deal with those things very politely, which is always your style.
Yes, of
you know, that
course, yeah.
easy,
Oh, yeah.
easy style.
Yeah.
Although I see one of them with the Chelsea beanie on them. Do they realise they're at rugby matches?
Oh, gee. Disgraceful.
So we're all set and ready to go again. Mary's line out, getting close to half-time now. Sensibly thrown to Waters at the front.
Yeah, yes.
Doesn't seem to be any appetite to clear the lines, although it looks as if no. And now you've got your problems, because it looks as if Wesley got a turnover. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, they haven't. Referee
Yes,
Barry
I
gives the
thought there was a
penalty.
turnover there too, Alan.
Seemed to be hands in the ruck there. And indeed.
Well, that was an entertaining half, wasn't it? Very good. And the set pieces of both sides very even, and I think there's just that little bit more, what would I say, spirit and pressure coming from Mary's. But, you know, it's a long way to go, isn't there, Louis? Yeah.
Well, it's a very good description. Spirit and effort from Mary's would be the feature. And again, and a plethora of unforced errors from Wesley that I haven't seen from them all season, so they'll certainly be looking to rectify that in the second half. And again, you kind of feel with a 15 points to 7 Mary's might have had a bit more purchase out of the half than that,
Yeah,
but they played very well.
But there's a wind coming up, and you never know, second half there could be a big change. So let's hope that we have one thing, that we've had as good second half as we have in the first.
Thank you, Alan and Dee, there for the first half. While the guys take a sup of water and wet their whistles, I just got a few half-time scores to come in. First of all, we have to congratulate our very near neighbours, Bective Rangers, who won their playoff semi-final down in Navan today, beating Connemara All Blacks 40 points to 7. So well done to Jackman and his charges there. As we try and have a quick flick around Twitter here and see if we can get some scores coming in. It's also worth mentioning a huge well done and thank you to everybody last weekend who supported the Rugby Show Some Heart initiative. Across all of Ireland, it's raised over €5,500 for the Irish Heart Foundation. So well done to all who got involved and donated there, and well done to the Burns family for organising it. A wonderful, wonderful thing to do for a very worthy cause. So 35 minutes gone in the first half, and Malone are leading Naas 18 points to 13. Down in Shannon, the current score down there is Shannon 8, Banbridge 3 at half time. No scores posted so far from Armagh or Belvo. Again, we'll just take a break from the action here and hear a word from our sponsors. And again, a kind thank you to our sponsors, Savills and Sonica. Without their support, we couldn't bring you these streams every week. So, again, an interesting first half. Wesley starting the sharper of the two, but then seemed to settle into a bit of a rhythm where they turn off at times in defence. They don't seem to have the same energy or attitude they've had and focus over the last number of weeks. I would hope they don't have a playoff fog on the brain, but we'll soon see in the second half.
I think these are the sorts of things, Tom, that can happen from time to time, and obviously it is difficult when you're in those lofty heights, top of the league, but you are right, you've got to try and keep momentum going. I always remember in the professional game, again in England, Warren Gatland always saying he never wanted to come first for that very reason. He wanted to build in, if they were second or third in the league, the way the league was structured, to build in and have game after game, week after week.
A great former hurling coach of mine, Alan, always said it's very hard to move forward when you're looking backwards, and when you're sitting at the top of the table you are always looking over your shoulder. It's much easier to chase a guy down from behind. Folks, we're just about to start, so I'm going to hand you back to Alan and Dee, and I'll check in again at the end of the game.
terrific wisdom there from both of you. Thank you.
I got a message in. Jody Flanagan's watching on YouTube. He sends his best regards.
Oh, good. Jody's a terrific fella, isn't he? Lovely.
Cultured left foot did our Jody have.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, hell of a player, rugby player and golfer. What?
Absolutely. And then tulip when you went up every time to St Mary's. So Mary's kick off.
He beat, Tiger Woods twice. Jody Flanagan did in the Walker Cup. Seriously.
Great competitor, great man, Jody.
Fellow.
Welcome aboard. Nick McCarthy takes it forward, met by a brick wall. Whether there's going to be a bit of extra energy from Wesley and old Wesley in this half. Conor Dina with an excellent first half, guiding the troops. Halpin takes it forward with venom. Good tackle. Looked a shade forward that day, I'd have to say. I didn't hear you piping up there.
I have to admit that it did.
Malloy under it. Oh.
The old days, that wouldn't have been a mark.
We'll call the regather. Yeah. And that's a very neat clearance from Malloy.
Yes, that wind is showing again there. That was a good kick.
You kind of sense the next score could be crucial in this match.
I would agree with you there, Alan. And I can see that both teams look much more focused now. Oh!
Burns takes it forward. Josh Pym with a quiet first half, I have to say, by his own standards. And Donovan gathered, and Mary's looking to enforce the maul, but he gets to ground well. O'Regan waits. Ian McGann pressing forward again.
Bit static.
Oh, that's a good pass.
Are Wesley taking the ball a bit deep, Alan? Yeah.
A little bit deep, but there's no momentum or forward movement in. It's all very static.
Yeah. I have to say, you're right.
We got a text as well from Greg McCoy, who's watching at home on YouTube. Mucker. No wonder there's an air of silence around here today.
When is Mucker today?
He's at home.
Is he got the big
He's away.
Is he away?
No, I think he's away.
Okay. Probably sunning himself in sunny Spain or something like that. Mucker with a little grin on his face. Greetings to you, Muck. Missing you loads. Mary's throw in. Catch.
Is Craig Kennedy in a bit of trouble there?
He seems to have maybe a little bit of a shoulder issue there. You're right. Oh, he's back in harness. Poff does well. And again, it's a good pass. O'Connor, lovely feet from him.
Danger man.
And a good clear out.
No, that's
very
more
good.
like it.
Much more like it from Pym. Another knock on. Really and truly, one has to wonder at this stage how many more unforced errors Wesley are going to commit. Dean. Dangerous business letting the ball bounce, but Malloy does well. That's a brilliant touch find. It really is.
Lovely kick. Because that was quite a good kick from Dino there. Put her in a nice position, made a lot of doubt. Here's young Patsy Fogarty's son coming on there, you know Patsy well.
Oh, one of the greats.
Yeah.
Of course, toured with Patsy as well.
That's some experience. Oh, was he? Yeah, he was
sure,
at
yeah.
lunch, yeah. Yeah. It's a good lad, this lad. That's again, just 3 line outs gone now.
This has possibly been Wesley's best period in the match. Much better forward momentum.
Ooh,
nearly the
nearly an
intercept.
intercept there.
Takes it forward. OT had a smashing season, been a little bit quiet today. And McGann, captain, takes forward into contact. Oh, and the referee is down. It's been all commotion. And probably
Did that ever
sums
happen
it
to you?
up. Oh, it did on occasions.
Yeah.
Has to be said. You get it if you didn't get yourself in the right position early enough. That is the sort of thing that could happen. You could get
be a
some
sore
nasty
thing too,
blows,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
tell you.
When you're not used to the hits and you get a
I was always
late in, so
always-
sure.
I was always fond of the hits in my day.
Yes.
I was fortunate as a standoff in my days when the flankers could break from a scrum and do
Yeah,
the tackling
yeah.
for you. I was never the greatest at tacklers, it has to be said, Dee.
When I was playing, wing forwards could stand right out as far as they liked and just line up an out half and just come flying.
Now, Dee, you'll be delighted to know that Malone are beating Nace at this point in time by
I hear
18
that,
points to
I hear
13.
that. Hopefully that'll remain so, and hopefully the score will remain the same here. That would put us in a very good position, and then you could do the job on Nace in the final match, because I think you were playing them in the last match, aren't you?
Last match of the season
yeah.
versus Nace, yes.
Yeah, we're playing Highfield, of course. So it'll be
Not a
interesting.
bad side, Highfield, it has to be said.
But they seem to have gone off the boil a bit.
Well, I think that was perhaps in my watching of Old Wesley
Yeah.
was Wesley's best performance of the
Was it?
season against
Yeah, yeah,
Highfield. Yeah. Flawless, I would have said.
Well, certainly today they're not at their
Anything
best.
but.
So they, not belittling Marys, whom I think are playing very well.
Oh no, Regan overruns it. Unlucky there. From Owen Deegan trying to keep the ball in play, but Marys have retrieved it and Old Wesley have knocked on. It's been a theme of the day. I see the great Mel Smith in front of it. Well, it's been the story of the day, Melville. Knock on Old Wesley has been the story of the day.
And I see some of our parents, the players' parents here, they've been great this year. The Mary's parents have been terrific, Alan. They've really got together and joined in and become part of the team almost. You know, it's great.
So you're finding a very nice renewed culture in the club at the moment, are you?
Yes.
You know,
yeah,
in Mary's.
yeah.
It was certainly always there in my day.
Yeah,
Wonderful
well, you're
nights
very
we used
decent
to
to
have.
say it. Thank you. Yeah, we always have a little bit, but COVID has been very difficult. It's been a real, a plague that has made us, everybody wary of each other and people looking all the time. I don't mean in the club. I mean generally speaking, and it certainly caused a lot of problems in rugby, didn't it?
Oh, very
Games
much so.
off and aborted things, but we pulled through and we're back now and we're going to go forward. So it's an interesting
moving
scrum
forward,
here, yeah.
T.
Important scrum. If Wesley can put on pressure and Mary's here, and they did. That's a great breakaway from Ronan. Got away well there.
Well, what was even better, Dee, there was the execution of the scrum for Mary's, because they have been under a wee bit of pressure and they got that Channel 1 ball. But Wesley are on the attack again.
That was a lockdown kick was
good tackle.
important.
Rivers has been fantastic in defence today for St Mary's. Some stellar hits. Really showing his way. And O'Regan into Harry Noonan.
Forward, it looked a bit forward, isn't it? Is someone coming on here?
I don't think so. Just walking back.
No, he's the
Old Wesley will be disappointed with this today. Again, another unforced error. Forward pass there. And perhaps now, with the early ascendancy in the scrum, Old Wesley really should be looking to assert some pressure. It's Adam Mulvihill, who, as you say, is in his only second game.
Yeah, only his second game. He's doing well, isn't he?
So far,
And
so
there's
good.
Two, like, there's two loose heads ahead of him, of course, and he's really taking his chance. And I see him quite active around the field. He's having a good game, not just in holding up the scrum, but he's doing very well around the field.
Well, of course, as we well know, Dee, that is the primary function.
Oh yes,
Your
yeah.
scrum.
In the old days, it was the only function.
Well, that's true. He certainly seems to be under a little bit of pressure.
Yeah,
Seem
Niall
to be-
McAniff now would be ahead of him. You probably know his father, also Niall McAniff, and he's a good Mary's man, an old Mary's family. But he got an injury recently, and he's come back in then, Adam, and he's done very well, very well. So let's look at the scrum again and see this one on a remake.
Well, referee Barry coming this side, and that's again
Well,
good from
steady
St
again.
Mary's. Quick feed, and O'Reilly's away. That's pass behind from Dean, but recovered by Timmons, who's had a good game so far.
Yes, he is. He's
Timmons. Lovely soft pass again.
There's still that urgency about Mary's that I like today. With the wind, he might have been better kicking there, and then to get caught. It's just not going right for Wesley today, is it?
Well, you probably detected me, Dee, there shaking
Yes,
my
I
head ad
did,
nauseum with another knock on.
Yeah, it's a pity. But I have to say there is a wonderful urgency about Mary's today that is, to some extent putting the pressure on Wesley and it's making them knock on.
Well, as you say, Dee, there's a lot more in the game for them.
Yes, well, there is, yeah.
They haven't quite asserted themselves the same way as they did in the first half, Dee. This is probably one of only 2 times they've really been in Wesley's half
Yes, that's true.
in this half.
Yeah, that's true.
But,
Well, I mean, with a win like that, Wesley should have Mary's pinned back. I see David Aspel never came back on, but I have to say Nick McCarthy has done very well since he's come on, hasn't he? He's been very active and supportive. The back row are really playing well.
Yes, of course, part of that famous Clongowes team.
Yes, he
Won the
was,
cup.
yeah, and captain afterwards of Trinity.
Yes, indeed.
Ah. He's a great. We call him the Warrior. He just never gives up. That's a very good turnover now, I have to say.
Trademark pin that.
And look at that, it shows the wind again. Well done, Niall. That was unfortunate there.
That's good work from St Mary's there. Re-establishing themselves. All a wee bit static here for St Mary's. Of course. Down a player, Niall Hurley, struggling in the middle of the field. And that will give them some respite and some attention.
I see Niall Hurley down. He seemingly has to go, looks as though he might have to go off Niall. And he'd be a loss.
Does look if he's in need of some greater attention. Niall Hurley seemed to have got a bang in the knee.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good.
Well, at least the sun is really now starting to shine through, Alan. It is a cold day, but look, the rain has held off. I was in College Park last night, of course, streaming the colours game, and it was absolutely miserable. So at least today we are lucky. The sun is out, the rain is definitely not going to come in. We'll have a dry last 20 to this game anyway, which I think will suit both sides. There seems to be some tired bodies out there. I think there's going to be some holes opening up, and I think mentally the last 20 is going to be key. Who's going to concentrate the most?
Yeah, good point actually, Tom. I agree with you. It's been a very loose game, which is great. When I don't mean loose in a bad way. I mean there's been plenty of action. It's kept the fellas on their toes and they're going. And Niall Hurley is getting a great applause. Poor Niall. Obviously, he seems to be in quite a bit of pain. His leg gone. So, I don't know, we'll have to see who's going to come on now because there isn't another specific back rower.
Never like seeing that a player go off.
I see it's Liam Curran who can play back row, but he's normally a second row. So I presume Nick will go to 7 and Liam will go to 6. Yes, it looks that way.
Interesting, no Wesley replacement yet.
No, I would have thought they would have come. Oh, hard luck. Little over ambitious to pass.
It's been the story of the day, Dave, really.
Yeah. I see McCormack down now. He'd be a big loss, I can tell you. He was offered a contract, but he stayed with us, Mick. He's a lot of He's a very good tight head and does a lot of work around the field. He carries very well and good in defence too. He's an all-round fine player. And
what, did he turn it down?
yeah, he didn't take it. He wanted to, I think it is from his career point of view.
Sure.
And he's very happy. There's a lot of them from a team in school in St Mary's, himself and Ronan and Craig Kennedy, and they were all on the same team, and they really get on very well together. And the others who have come in have gelled well. Like, as you know, Dino is from Blackrock, even though his father was a Mary's man. He went to school in Blackrock, and he's fitted in, and David Aspel is another Blackrock. We get... And David Aspel, of course, is from high school.
Yes. You had a few high schoolers.
Oh yes, we get quite a few high school.
You burrowed your way in there, did
Yeah, like Lansdowne did to Mary's. They got in there. Mickey Quinn got them in, you know, Mickey. Oh. But now Wesley have a Cork connection, haven't you?
They do.
Quite a
They
few
seem
from
to.
Cork.
Cork and Limerick, it
And
seems.
Limerick, yeah. The claw sends them up to you. That's a good ball.
That's a great pass. And O'Callaghan chips. And he regathers. Oh, great work.
He might be in trouble there.
Look to be slapped
Yes,
back.
yeah,
Jake,
that
slapped
might be-
back.
he
I
might
don't
be
think
in
it was
trouble.
slapped forward. Hence the referee has asked the touch judge there. I
Yeah,
dare say
yeah.
that's what the inquiry was about.
Oh, he seems to have got away with it. Seems to have got away with it.
It looked okay to me.
Did it?
Dee,
Good.
I
Well,
have to
now
say.
you're a referee. That's a bit of unbiased. Well done. Well done.
Ben Burns prowling. Again, another unforced error from Wesley.
And Peter started a great foot.
That's not a very good kick from Connor Dean. Malloy goes
Wow.
again. And a good offload.
That's a
to
nice
Penn.
offload.
Very good work. Regan gets it away. Cassidy. Deegan. O'Donovan. Good work. Needs to come in field from... Looked a bit on the dangerous side, that tackle. But everyone's up safely, which is good. O'Regan. Into Poff.
Good pass.
Wesley really just going laterally at the moment. Not a huge amount happening. And a very good defense from St Mary's here. All stuttering across the field. Malloy looks to straighten, does well. It's taken forward by Ben Burns. Super stuff on a plate for O'Regan. Poff on the... Pim on the charge.
Oh, he's still going. That was something.
Oh, he could be in trouble here. Dean could be in trouble here. That's great work by Cassidy. Has to score. Yes, indeed. And indeed it is an excellent score. And that was a great bit of perceptive work by Cassidy.
Exactly.
Everyone watching Dean on the ground.
He saw what was
Took
ahead.
it
Had
quickly.
two men outside him. Brilliant, brilliant. I have to agree. And I just felt that Wesley are starting to get a momentum. They're starting to get their mojo, and it could be getting very exciting from now on. Do you think he'll get this over you now
I
that's laying
do.
the odds?
I do.
Okay.
I'll give you even money.
That is a classic example, Alan, of why you do not protest the referee. The Mary's players were arguing it wouldn't be a card, and we just tapped and went, leave the referee alone and worry about defending.
Always say that, Tom,
Well
leave
done,
the
Tom.
referee alone. I
Yes,
used
you
to tell
might
those
say that.
Mary's fellas all the time. The great Reg, Titus and Chewy roaring on the sideline.
They're still doing that. You were right.
did I tell you?
You were right, and how? Now things are close.
You didn't even take the bet. So a point in a day.
Yeah, 1 point. Ooh, yes, I had a feeling Wesley are coming into it.
A score in from Ballycourse, the fifths under Graham Richmond's charge. Gresh are up 21-0 in the cup over Clontarf.
Do many clubs have a fifth team these days, Tom?
Only 4 or 5.
Wow. It's the modern trend. A lot of sweat. Oh, it seems to have gone backwards. It has. Waters takes it forward. He's had a towering match so far. Fogarty's been lively since he came on.
Yes, he's great.
Bit like his old man all the time.
He's Terceporean. He's a dancer. He dances through.
His father wasn't a dancer, let me tell you. Dee.
His father was a decent player, though.
He was a good barman.
A very good barman, too. And a very nice man. He's had a rough time and he's come through it. He's great.
Great fella, Patsy, indeed.
Yeah,
Always
Patsy is
great
very
fun.
popular,
Loved his
most
company.
generous man.
Mulvihill goes forward.
Yeah, well done, young Adam. Come on. Marys are responding to that try.
Oh, that's a good pass. And a neat kick. But well taken by Malloy. Didn't appear to be anything wrong with that. Very good D.
Yeah, no, I can't say anything wrong either.
Well-timed tackle.
Yeah, no, it was very good actually. That's it.
Excellent time
And that
tackle
was
by
a
Faye.
lovely pass by Mick O'Gara there. Now the reinforcements are coming on.
So, Wesley, there's the replacements.
Would you expect these to make a big difference, Alan?
Well, I think when you've got new artillery
Yeah,
on, there's a bit
yeah.
of fresh energy. Certainly it's Mary's have ring the changes, obviously 1 or 2 through
Yeah,
injury.
they had to, yeah.
These tactical substitutions. So it's going to be very interesting indeed. Good line out to the back, well gathered. As Mary's drive forward. Stray hand in there from Wesley coming through the middle of the maul. No problems with that. Got a release, but it's slow. And again, Mary's drive
Ever
forward
willing
through
Roman.
Waters.
Penalty coming, I think.
Little bit unfortunate. Was high.
While the
OG.
referee is speaking, we'll just run through some of the Wesley changes. So we have Paddy McKenzie in at 10, Ian Cassidy moves to 9, Charlie Regan has come off, and we have Sam Kenny on for Harry Noonan in the front row.
Your man anyone can kick a ball.
Alistair Hogan on for Will Flood. As Mary's press into Old Wesley's 22. Important line out this. And they gather well again. Offload straight away to change the point of attack. Everything going very narrow for the time being. Halpin, the captain, takes it on. Riley has had a stellar match, played really well behind the Mary's 8. Good tackle there from Wesley. McCarthy takes it on. Oh, he's through the gap. Was there a pull back there from Wesley? Referee says no. As Wesley retrieve. Now it's on. There's numbers here for Wesley if they can get it. Oh, can't get it away. Clear numbers there that they can get it away. But no. Hands in the ruck there from Mary's 8 Waters, not happy, but a pretty straightforward decision that for referee Barry.
No doubt.
And as I say that, Brendan Monaghan is on, and David Poff has made his way to the sideline.
Hard look, Ian.
That looked a little bit high. You just need to be careful. McCormick going a little bit high. There's no doubt, Dee, the intensity has gone up.
Oh, that changed completely. It's a terrific game now. Wesley look as though they want to win.
Don't think there's a doubt about that. Oh, no, D is away. The strapping legs, what a dummy. Goes again. Oh, and it's been lost forward.
Well covered by Ronan Waters there.
And again, one last change for Old Wesley. We have Jacob Barrett on for Cronin Gleeson.
They seem to be making a difference, Tom, too. That was a very good move by Wesley.
JJOD, the second row.
Who's been quite quiet today compared to his normal self, very dynamic.
By JJ standards, yeah, you normally see him mixing it a little bit more in the loose, but yeah, you're right, he has been quiet today. It's been an interesting day for Wesley. Some of our normal players you speak a lot of just haven't been spoken of.
They seem to be coming to life now. What's it?
I guess if you looked up ball handling second row in the dictionary, there would probably be a picture of OD.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go now, Tom, and we'll see. A lot could be said and done.
There's a shade of the Andy Ripleys about OD, isn't there, Dee?
Yeah.
Those locks, those long locks. The only thing he hasn't got is the headband.
Wasn't he fantastic? Andy Ripley. I remember him in that super, what was that sports thing they had, a competition. He was phenomenal.
Superstars.
Yeah,
do you remember him on that?
He was brilliant. Go on.
Oh, there's space in behind.
That's a good ball.
It's going to be a dropout,
Is it
I think.
in?
It's very difficult for us to see from here,
Yes,
Tom.
yeah, we can't see.
Question really was, had it gone over the goal, the dead ball line? Indeed it is, goal line dropout for Mary's.
These can be very dangerous.
Good pass, Faye takes off.
Still going.
Again, he's
Still going.
driving forward. That's excellent play. Cassidy gets it away. Oh, great
that's
pass.
brilliant. I have to say that was very good. That was excellent, wasn't it?
Well, it's all about the
Brilliant.
timing, D. It's not just the
Brilliant.
pass, but it's the timing of the pass. That's a great tackle.
Fair competition.
And again, a great counter up by Wesley there. Stabbed through by Cassidy, and that's good work from him.
A lot of pressure now on Mary's. They've got to stand up. That was some vector he took that time. It was wonderful, the angle he came on.
Of course, St. Mary's, quite rightly, D, slowing things down.
Yeah, they are, indeed.
With less than 5 minutes of the match remaining,
5
of
minutes.
course. Referee can add what he wants.
Well taken. Still in the 22, are they? No, just on it.
Of course, talking of added time, D, there was always a great phrase around it. Nothing good happens in the 5th minute of injury time.
Very good, I
Yeah.
like it. That's a referee one.
Time plus 2. He didn't have any sort of serious injury. 2 minutes.
Just automatic, is it?
Oh yeah, 2 minutes. I always remember that phrase.
That was a strange one. I thought there might have been offside there for a minute. I was worried. Oh yes, there really was offside.
He certainly did look
was worried
offside.
about-
There's no doubt about that, Tom.
No, for sure. And I was just about to say, Mary's discipline has been exemplary in the second half so far. You know, they really haven't given any easy shots to the post to Wesley. But again, you know what they say, what happens with pressure?
Yeah, yes, true, Tom, true. And suddenly, I mean, you could feel it almost when Wesley raised the level of the game, couldn't you?
And as you said, Dee, before the game, these will always be one-score games between Wesley and Mary's.
Yeah. The last 2 games are the very same, and this is a very important kick. Now, what the odds here?
Well, it's in. Listen, eyes closed job, D.
I've seen the mist. Poor Ian Madigan in a schools cup final.
Well, the other interesting thing, T, has been obviously since Wesley have loaded the replacements on in that
Yes,
last
it's made
10
a difference.
minutes.
It made a big
You
difference.
did
yeah.
ask, would it make a difference? It certainly looks as if it
It
has.
does. It does. It does. I thought he had time to kick that ball that time. We're going to play possession. No. A skyrocket job.
Oh, and Wesley are away here. Oh!
My God, they were away. Isn't it?
Now there's a very interesting one, Tom, in terms of advantage. A clear tactical advantage to Wesley. I would have been calling advantage over at that point. It was a breadbasket pass. Knocked on. I'm not going back. Scrum St. Mary's, not scrum Wesley.
Yeah.
It does frustrate me a lot, that.
D, we have been told.
Yeah. We have
The
by the
maestro has
master.
spoken.
Yes, the master has spoken.
Well,
yeah.
settle now, D. I've
Yeah.
just given just a statement of my opinions. And what frustrates me watching games of rugby where referees come back with there's been a clear tactical advantage.
Well, fair dues to you. You stood up and said what you feel.
We
and
need
I
to
think
tell
that's
the
good.
viewers.
Yeah, yeah. How are we on time now?
Time is tricky for St. Mary's, 78-20. We're into the last 2 minutes of the match.
Of course, as you say, there is the absolutely imperative 2 minutes
Of
to
course.
come after that.
You've remembered that, D,
Yes,
which is
oh yeah,
very
that's
important.
a big lesson I've learned.
You'll be telling them that at the dinner
I
tonight.
will. It'll be my party piece. Not the only party piece you'll ever have. I must say,
Just
Well,
a tad harsh, that I'd
yes,
have to
yes.
say. That was what we call a crowd pleaser.
it sure was.
I think Wesley just have to tighten things up now. In cricket parlance, Louis, we have them, they need them. Tight bowling, nothing too loose.
Send out the night watchman.
All getting very giddy in the commentary box here.
Yeah.
It's all coming out today, D.
Yeah.
So last chance saloon, I reckon, this for
Yeah,
St.
What do you
Mary's.
think? Yeah, it could be indeed. Important scrum. They obviously feel it too. There's having problems. Here we are, full time. Now it's in that 2 minutes.
Oh, he's on the pouch. That's a fantastic
A
steal.
fantastic steal, I have to say. That was a brilliant turnover.
That's a great pass. And he's O'Callaghan's on his way. Oh, that's a great regather. What a try. Wonderful try from O'Callaghan, it has to be
That
said.
was phenomenal.
Gather and take
It
in
was
the corner.
absolutely
What a
superb.
finish from him. And he's
I have
been
to say,
electric
superb.
all day. Dave.
He has. The minute I
Electric.
saw that lad, I said he was trouble. And he was. Big trouble, I'm afraid. That was brilliant and deserved. That's one of those, Tom, that's a winner, isn't it?
Well, that's, Tommy O'Callaghan, a former underage sevens player. That's his seven skill and ability coming through, seeing the spacing behind, putting in that little kick, keeping in touch, and just absolutely backing himself.
And
it's
the way
this-
he re-picked the ball. It was
Well, that's the
oh,
point,
it was
do you
superb.
saying it? That's the second or third time he's kicked a chip and regathered. Wonderful skill.
It a great
And a
skill.
fantastic try to finish this game. It's It's been a game of errors from time to time, but I've enjoyed it, Dee.
A wonderful pleasure, and it's been great here with you.
Now, Dee.
A pleasure.
Odds.
And we might see you up to the
Dee,
club
odds,
tonight.
odds.
Odds way out.
You've got to tell me the odds.
20 to 1.
I think he's going to get it. What odds? I'll buy that.
I'd buy that myself.
So Cassidy, to bring things to a conclusion, I would imagine. And you're right, Dee, he's missed this one.
Was right. Unfortunately,
And that is the end of the
anyway,
game.
it was a terrific pleasure being here. Thank you, Tom. And it was a terrific game and a great advertisement for club rugby. A
I have
terrific
Mel
day.
Smith in front
Thank
of me,
you
and
to
his
Wesley.
immortal words, Dee, where we were very lucky, and I'd agree with him. Wesley weren't at their best today, but they've come out victorious, 22 points to 15, finished with the most wonderful of tries by O'Callaghan. And as I say, Wesley, move on, move forward. Sadly, Mary's progress to the last four will be halted at this particular juncture.
They don't go home empty-handed. They are leaving with a bonus point, and you know it all comes down to next week for Mary's now. You know, if they win a couple of results, they still could be there. A bonus point is important from today. Every point counts at this stage of the season. Look, Louis and Dee, I thank you massively for your company today and for your commentary. It's been wonderful to have you both here. And I'm sure we will see each other again. And Dino, you go easy at the Mary's dinner tonight, please.
Thank you, Tom. It was a great joy being with you. Thank you. I'm sorry for us that we didn't win, but you showed your class. You showed why you've won the 1B AIL, and we'll have more games, I hope, in the future. And thank you.
Absolutely, Dee. We had great fun today. A lot of laughs, a lot of reminiscing, and a very good game of rugby. And I hope all our viewers really enjoyed it today. I certainly have, Dee certainly has, Tom certainly has, and thank you all for watching and listening.